Hello traders, Jolie streaming live from Australia. What I have on the screen at the moment, it's the Bitcoin US dollar 5-minute chart, and I'm going to go through the critical levels. As I mentioned, the critical levels are the ones that are highlighted in red in a solid line, and the minor ones are the dotted ones, which is in blue. They are in between the top resistance and the support line at the bottom. So this system is generated by a software which based on price action, and the theory behind this is driven by greed and fear. So prices will always revert to a similar zone which is created by the indicator or the software. So as you can see on this 5-minute chart, the solid lines are the red ones, those are the major lines. Bitcoin touched down at the 311.28 and managed to bounce off from there, wobble a little bit in between where the blue lines are, and managed to cross over the upper line, which is the next level, which was 32,637. The other thing I wanted to point out is the analysis I did a couple of days ago about what I was expecting, which is, I've got it on the screen at the moment, what I was expecting Bitcoin to hold about 36,170. These are the levels that I've been talking about for the last couple of Wednesday I started charting this. Well, actually I started charted when Bitcoin was around this level here, which is this 58,607, which is, I pointed out, this is the critical zone that Bitcoin needs to break to continue to the next level, 6309. So since then I've been analyzing Bitcoin using the same price structure which is created by the software all the way from here, and now we're down at this bottom here, trying to break 36,170, which is a critical level that I talked about many times in my previous analysis. So let's get back to the shorter time frame, which is the 5 minutes time frame. What I wanted to focus here is the importance of having a proper price structure. And this system is built specifically to cater for whether you're a short-term trader or a long-term investor, as I've shown here on the daily chart and the 4-hour chart as well. And it's ideal, it's both ways, whether you're a day trader. I'm a day trader, so I use this for my trades. And you can drill into as short as 5 minutes or 3 minutes or 2 minutes, but 5 minutes is I prefer shorter frame that I prefer to work on, because trying to avoid all the noises. And the other thing that it does as well is you can add on other tools that you require if you're a MACD trader, or you use moving averages, or you use stochastics, or RSI, or any tool that is available out there on MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5. You can add on to this price structure. So I'm working on adding on the moving averages, that's very simple. But like I said earlier on, the main focus here is to try and identify the price structure. Once you get the price structure right, you'll be able to focus on other things. I use very simple tools such as price channels, trend lines, boxes, circles, whichever tool that is available there. But the main focus here is to get the price structure right first, and then we can work on other areas where other tools which is going to help. And the good thing about this price structure here, like I said before, it works with most of the indicators that are available on MetaTrader. Because it is a base structure, it allows other tools to drop in as it is straight on to the software. Whether you either add it on, use it as automated, or you can add it on. I like to leave it as is as the base. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to add the moving averages to this structure here, which is going to be automated. And I'll be looking at crossovers and other stuffs like that. But I like to keep it clean. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the additional moving average add on to the price structure, but also allow other functions that I can automatically remove them if I want to keep it clean, if I want to drop a few moving averages. So probably I'll be looking at the same layers of moving average that I have at the moment, which is about 5 moving averages here. And I will allow that to be able to enable whether you want to use all the moving average or you just want to get rid of them and not to use it for the time being. The system will allow you to have the functionality in there to whether you want to have one or two, or you want to take them all completely off and leave it as nice and clean. I'd like to now and then I'd like to let it work on a clean chart, which is nice and neat, and I'm able to focus on using trend lines and price channels. But yeah, those are the advantages you can have there. So as you can see now, Bitcoin is dropping below 37,162, which is the major support or major resistance support level, which is estimated by the software. Now we are looking at 36,640 is the next level, and it's around the same at the 50 moving average. And the next one below that is 36,230. And the major one is 35,654. So this is the 5 minutes Bitcoin US dollar chart on MetaTrader 5. It is available at the moment. It's available on MetaTrader 5. I haven't released the software yet, and I'm ready to release this software now, which is going to be available in the market. I'm going to do another one for MetaTrader 4, which is going to be distributed later. But as I indicated, this software works on other instruments as well, whether you're trading Forex or you're trading futures, which I trade ES E-mini and NASDAQ 100, gold. It works on all of them. What it does, because the functionality of this indicator based, it's the same thing that applies to other trading instrument, which is based on price. So what it does, it applies the same method to other trading instruments. As long as you got data there, this software will be able to do the magic for you. I mean, it's not a holy grail, as you can see from here. There's no holy grail around, but we have tools that will be able to help you identify, makes it much easier for you to see what's happening in the market and plan your trades. Like what I said, I mean, having the price structure right is the main focus. Once you get the price structure correct, you'll be able to look at other tools to apply to find what's happening there. But as you can see, the price structure works out pretty well. Look at all these major levels here where the Bitcoin has bounced off. And it's amazing. If you look at it, it's in the 5 minutes, but it still has these major ranges that you'll be able to see in a longer term than what's happening there. So you can have a look at this one. You can see this range from here. It's 34,145 to 35,654. That's a massive range. Consider if you trading in the 5 minute chart. I mean, you'll be thinking that if you trade in the 5 minute chart, it'll be so volatile that you'll be. I mean, it's impossible to work on a short and a longer term view at the same time. But this works pretty well. I mean, you can do that. Looking at the 4 hour chart, I was looking at Bitcoin in my last analysis, which I posted on LinkedIn. the support level that I talked about many times in the past, and the resistance, which is 36,170. So I was looking at this layout that I have here, and I was looking at probably breaking 36,170 and hold there, and probably having a go at 46.56, but that didn't happen. But if you have the right tools, you have something to fall back to. I mean, as you can see very clearly from here, it fails at 36,170 and headed back straight to 33.95, which is corresponded with the previous lows that we had about here around the same. So if you look at this action here, it's almost identical, where price actually shot straight down, bounced off at 31,681, wobbled a little bit below 33.95 and managed to hold, and then took off to 36,170. Now it's holding about 36,170, and I think what we'll be looking here is to see whether if it's going to hold at 36,170. Otherwise, there's a possibility it'll be coming back down again to retest 33.95. But what we're seeing at the moment is we have a double bottom, which it's a formation that sometimes creates a reversal pattern from here. And well, we've got these two major levels here, which is going to be easy for us to focus this move, whether this double bottom pattern here will work out. And I've indicated in the past as well, this is the last line of defense, which is 28,908. For me, this level here, if Bitcoin fails over here, I think it's going to be a long way down. And as long as it holds above this 28,908, there's a possibility that it will recover. But what we're seeing at the moment, we have a double bottom. What's next? We don't know. What we're looking at the moment, it's above 36,170, which is a level that I predicted many times in the past that Bitcoin needs to hold about this level. So let's see how it works out. If it holds there, we might see a chance that it will try and probably before heading 40,656, a bit optimistic considering what's been happening now and the recent run that we had lately there. I think so we should be focusing on the shorter term, which is around 37,884 and 39,104, which is 37,884 is around the next level that I think we should be focusing on. The H4 time frame. 39,104 is the next one. This H4 chart, actually, the major levels correspond with the daily chart. So you can look at the daily chart, you can see exactly the same level that you're looking at. So that's pretty. It's in terms of looking at the accuracy, you have something to fall back to. You know that you're looking at the daily chart, you're seeing the same levels. Bitcoin is bouncing off at the same level as the 4-hour chart at the daily chart. So it's quite reliable. But like what I said, what's next? We don't know. The only thing we know at the moment, it's sitting at just above 36,170. And we'll be looking at see how it's going to go with 37,884 and 39,104. If it's successful around those two levels, we'll probably be looking at 46.56, that's the major level that I focused since Bitcoin was around this level, around 15th of May. The other thing that I wanted to point out is the 200 moving average on the daily chart, which is sits just around where this price channel here. So you have some good stuff to look out for. You got the 200 moving average there. We failed a couple of times to break the 200 moving average, which is around the 46.56. And we have reliable two support level here, which is 36,170 and 33.95 to keep a lookout for. Looking at the 30 minutes time frame, when I called out this bounce that we had over here, it was holding about 35,207. As you can see, this is the layout that I had before all this, the other side, this area here took place. And like I said, I mean, if you have a good price structure, you'll be able to, there's enough time for you to figure out what's going to happen. And as you can see it very clearly here on the 30 minutes time frame, you got 35,207. It came down here, bounced off a couple of times. The upper zone it's around 37,061 or 37,062. It didn't reach that area. It just managed within the middle range, which is 36,354. And before we tested twice in here, and the third time it just failed. And there you go. It just went all the way straight down, trying to hold at the 333. 54, 53, failed, shot straight down below 34, 31, 498, came back above, hold, and made its way back up. So that's your Bitcoin. What we'll see, we'll wait and see how it goes from here, but it has fallen below 37,162 in the 5 minutes chart. We'll be looking at 36,640, which is the support. I mean, the trend is up at the moment, as you can see in the 5 minutes. The 30 minutes just managed to get back above the channel, this channel that created previously. So looks like if we stay within the price channel here in the 30 minutes time frame, we should be okay. Otherwise we'll be heading down to retest 35,207. Another interesting thing that I'm seeing here is a potential head and shoulder pattern here. A reverse head and shoulder pattern. How actionable this pattern here, we'll have to wait and see, but it looks like at the moment in the 30 minutes chart, we're looking at the left shoulder is already formed. You got the head here, and then you have the right shoulder, which is, if it's going to fall back and form this right shoulder, we'll be looking at this probably coming down to 35,207. And if it gets back above 37,061 or 37,062, then most probably this head and shoulder pattern price reversal might take place. But at the moment, let's see how it goes with the right shoulder. As I said, we have an inverse head left shoulder, which is already formed right here. Why is it not working? Actually, it's the opposite. So let me try to get this right. Let me add a thicker color. Let's give it a yellow so we can see it nice and clear. Come on. There we go. So that's your left shoulder, this is your head, and we're looking for the right shoulder. Did I have this right? Yeah, that will do. But if he holds above 37,061, we'll be looking at testing these, the minor ones in the middle of these trading zones. But if it fails to hold there, then we at 37,061 we'll probably be coming down. Let's see what's going to happen next, whether it's going to form the right shoulder. I'll come back to this chart later to see what happened within that period, but 5 minutes, still holding above the which MA is this one here, which is the 50 moving average, still holding above the 50 moving average, and 36,640. Let's have a look at Ethereum. I had the same thing with Ethereum when I last projected this chart here. I was looking at a breakout above this 29.10, and then it was up here at the 27.05. It was holding 27.05, so I wasn't sure what's going to happen there, but I knew that 27.05 is a critical point, which I highlighted here. And you know, this is based on what the indicator has given me, and it didn't work out. It didn't. Well, it held on at 27.05. This is the 4-hour chart, so we held on for a while, pushed a little bit up, down, a little bit up, down, tested the 28.40, 28.39.40 level, and from there it just came back and fell below 27.05. It went as far as 22.96, which is in line with the previous support level, it's shown here by the indicator. And now Ethereum is holding above 25.01. It's looking a bit weak at the moment, but we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. If he holds above 25.01, we'll probably be looking at another go at 27.05. Or maybe first let's have a look at 25.80 and 26.34 before we look at 27.05. The support now is at 22.96. If it fails from there, we'll probably coming down to again to 20.91, 20.92, or 20.92. I mean, the drop from 27.05 has created a sideways channel here, which I had this labeled up down here. So this is crucial. We need to hold at this level here, 25.01, and above this trend line. Otherwise, we'll be coming down again to retest 22.96. Ethereum in the 30 minutes, as you can see, we have a channel, an uptrend channel. Bounced off nicely here at 23.40, 23.39, and supported 3 times at the bottom of the channel. So it's kind of trending up. The moving averages spreading up widely. Now it's crossing above the moving averages at the moment. What are these moving averages? They are 10, 20. So I believe they are 10, 20, 50, 100, 200 and 500. These are the ones, these are the MAs that I like to use. As you can see, the 200 MA is out there, which is in red. It's been acting as a great resistance. 2617, 2618 is the level where the 200 MA in red in the 30 minutes chart. What you can do at the moment for the time being, if you trade Bitcoin, you can actually copy this. You can create this major level on your chart, and you can monitor. You can see the same thing that I'm looking at the moment, I'm watching at the moment. If you want to add the MAs, you can do the same thing. You can add on these major levels created by the indicator. 2303, 2304, 2340, 2374, 2410, 2445, 2480, 2502, 2537 or 2538, 2560, 2595 and 2630, which is the current resistance at 2630. Next level above that is around 2665 and 2700, which is around the 500 MA. That's another resistance level. So yes, if you want to add these major levels on your chart, you can do that. 2268, 2303 or 2304, 2340, 2375, 2410, 2445, 2480, 2502, 2538, 2560, 2595, 2630, 2665, 2700, 2735. These levels usually stay within until the indicator picks up another structure or another zone, and that will depend on what's happening in the market. I can also rearrange this and use the look back bars, which is allows me to look back in the history and see what's happening within the price action levels. The current look back bars at the moment is around 200. I can always reset this again and say, give me, let's go back all the way to 500 and see if there's anything that we should look at. So what it does is actually you try and look for the best structure that matches with the time frame that you have at the moment. So it's very simple. All you have to do is enter those numbers, change those numbers, reshuffle those numbers, and it will give you this price structure here with these trading zones. As you can see, I've just changed this. I've just looked back around 500. Indicator didn't pick up anything from there. Remains the same. We are looking at the same level. So that's great. I mean, there's nothing else that it picks up. It looks at the current level all the way back to 500 bars. And as I mentioned before, it depends on your broker as well. Your data will be depending on the broker that you trade, you subscribe to, and how long, how much data can they provide you to use these functionalities. But Ethereum at the moment in the 30 minutes chart, it's just holding above 2560. Just touched the 2560 and just moved a little bit up. The current 30 minutes bar will complete in another 10 minutes. That's another important factor. I use time as well. I normally, for looking for reversal, it's crucial to keep an eye on the expiry of that time frame that you're looking at. If you're looking at the 30 minutes time frame, a good confirmation is to see that 30 minutes complete before you take any action, because in many cases you will see prices bounce off at these major levels, short straight up within the first 10 minutes of the 30-minute bar or the 5-minute bar, whichever time frame that you're working on, you're looking at. It will probably kicks off with bouncing off at that major level. The first 10-15 minutes, it's going to make a break up or whatever. But at the final stage of the 30 minutes or the final stage of the time frame, it just runs back and drops below all those major levels, so which is not a good confirmation. A good confirmation for me is to wait until that time frame complete before you start to take action to see what's happening. For a good example here is this bounce that we had at 2340. The previous bar before the bounce, or the previous two bars, you can see there were some push and pull in here. Came down, touched, almost reached the 2340 level, major level, went back up, closed above that level, which is still in the red. The second bar open around the same level, went down all the way back to this 2303, 2304, came back and closed in here. The bounced one opened up at 2340, went down again, didn't reach the main level here, which is a good sign. Came back, held on about 2340, shot straight, and closed just below 2374, 2375. So that's a strong, good candle. I mean, it gives you some indication that, okay, if that's the case, maybe this is the bottom. There's other tools you can use to find this, such as using Fibonacci or looking at the longer term time frame to see whether it matches with previous levels, or is it showing any support on the previous. So for example, that's the 30 minutes. Let's have a look at the 4-hour chart. If you look at the 4-hour chart, you can see some action around the same level here, which is give you some confidence that, okay, what's the probability whether it's going to bounce here or no. It has tested this level, it has bounced. And as you can see, that yes, it did bounce off. Let's get back to Bitcoin, 5 minutes. Well, at the moment it's holding about 36,640. So probably we'll have another go at 37,162. .30 minutes chart. Still holding above the channel. We're looking at retesting 3706, 37062, 37061. Daily chart still holding about 36,170. So guys, I mean, if you're interested in this software, you can always leave a comment, or if you want to continue to follow the progress of this the software, you can subscribe to this channel, and you will get updated with all the analysis. I also do analysis on futures market as well, which is the S&P 500 and Nasdaq futures. I also do analysis for gold, US dollars, Forex majors, using the same software, the same tools. While we're here, I might as well show you a few of my trade setups that I've done the last couple of days. Gold, the Australian dollar, this is the gold versus US dollar trade setup. I prepared this when I was analyzing the change on the Australian dollar. And as you can see from here, the major drop, that huge drop that we had recently, from 1915. As you can see straight from here, the beginning is so obvious that it started to collapse a little bit from there, coming down slowly. And this is the 5-minute chart. Additional stuffs that I added on to this is the volume profile, which highlights where all those major trades took place. So as you can see, those major trades took place almost exactly where this 1907 major level started off at 1913, came down, trend was still okay, dropped below 1907. It's not that good. Came back, bounced off here, 1896. Crossed above 1902, 1907. And that was the final draw from there, 1907. Failed to hold. We had a huge drop from there. So that was the major setup from here. Looking at the shorting of gold versus US dollar from this level here, 1902. another setup is from here, that it was short, was expected to drop further from 1885. It actually had a shortfall from 1891, 1892. From there, dropped a little bit below that 1885. It didn't go all the way down to 1880, that's the good sign. I mean, you can tell that there's something is not right here. That short position is not gaining anything from there. It just dropped below 1885, just wobbled with the middle of this trading zone around 1882, 1883, and it was supported here from this massive volume here, as you can tell. There's something going on here. It didn't reach this major support here, but it actually bounced off, and as indicated by the software, 1883, 1884, confirmed by the another indicator, which is the volume profile, and there you go, it took off again. So having this price structure and these tools that it's available for you, I mean, it cuts off the guesswork pretty easy. I mean, there shouldn't be any hope in your strategy if you have this price structure available for you to trade. You have a clear vision of what's happening with the price, the structure, the direction of the market. What are the probabilities? What if it breaks here? Okay, it might just continue back up there. What if it fails to hold over here? Or if it fails to continue further down there? You'd be looking at this level for your target, or something that you might prefer. What happens if it turns around and gets back up? What do you need to know? What are the tools that you need to give you this confidence, or to give you some idea? I mean, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get the best out of your trade. I mean, not all trades are correct, and not all trades make money. But having the right tools and having the right structure will help you eliminate all the guesswork. This is a live chart of gold versus US dollar, 5 minutes. Holding above 1885, which is a major level. It was tested from here in the past, and it's going through another trial on this level, 1885. Trying to look for euro US dollar. Could be this one here. Yes. This is the US dollar index. It's a live price chart. It's in 5 minutes price chart. And this was the trade setup. I had it over here when I was looking at the euro versus US dollar. So I had the same two trade setups. That's the US dollar index, June contract. I was expecting these to head back up, and that was the major level that I was looking at in case if if it's not going to work out, this is where you should throw the towel. So it had a massive surge from there all the way up before it came down. And the euro setup was right here. I was looking for a fall. I was looking for a drop based on my analysis, looking at the long-term time frame, and I was expecting to see this fall from here. When I had this analysis, when I had this trade setup done, this is the area that I was looking at. Resistance at 122. If it holds above, it gets back up there, I'm out. This is the level, a confirmation of the breakdown. 1220. So it worked out pretty well. I mean, you can see that massive fall from there. So looking at both, I mean, you can look at the dollar. As I mentioned, the analysis was done on the longer time frame, and this setup here in the 5 minutes is to try and find your entry point. So as the US dollar surges, expect the euro to get smashed. That's exactly what happened. Now the current euro is heading down. Next support is around 121, 122. You can have a look at this monthly chart of the euro US dollar. Using very basics, just channels, and like what I said, it's the most important part is the price structure. Knowing where is the next direction could be heading to, where is it prices are heading to, what if it fails from here, where is the next level, what to look for. The monthly chart is still up. As you can see, the trend is still up. If you're a long-term investor, if you're looking at that, I mean, you can look at that, but you can tell that 121.71.6 is a major level. It has been tested in the past over here, right over here, over there. Again, around this level. August 2006, 2003. So you have a rough idea. You're looking at the longer-term time frame, monthly time frame. You know that, okay, this is a major level that I'm watching now. You know, it's proven in the past. We've seen that in the past that this is where prices fluctuate. You know, bounce off, took off, fail, came down, bounce off, took off, up. Same thing happening here. Bounced off, head up, bounced off, head up. But you can see the highs up. You're having lower highs from there, and it continues from there in here. So what are the chances whether it's going to continue? We don't know. I think it needs to hold above 128 to create a higher high and a higher low. Simple strategy. But in the meantime, it needs to hold about 121.716 roughly to continue. As you can see, it's been tested here around this level here, April 2017. Look at the 4-hour chart. Trend is still up. Major levels are highlighted in red. So you can see prices reacted pretty well around this level. The current resistance level here pointed out here is around 121.860. Support at 121.286. Major resistance up there, 1224. So as you can see clearly that having a good price structure makes life easy as if you're a trader, using very simple tools, moving averages, trend lines, drawing trend lines. I like to use the line chart. So I'm picking up exactly where prices closed and to avoid all those wigs. Simple channel, subtrend lines, and the major levels, the trading zones. Okay, let's get back to crypto and see what's happening there. The 5-minute chart for Bitcoin, we are finding a bit difficult to break 37,162. It's been knocked back a couple of times, so you can see that that is attempted a couple of times and it failed to hold. And we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen next. But at the moment it's holding above 36,640. The trend is up in the 5 minutes. Also the 30 minutes chart, it's still holding above the this price channel that was done when I had this analysis. We have this left shoulder, inverse head and shoulder pattern. We have the head in here, and we're kind of looking at see whether it's going to form a right shoulder here around 37,061 or 37,062. In terms of head and shoulder patterns, that's a potential reverse pattern. Whether it's a whether it's going to break at 37,061, we'll have to wait and see. But like what I said, let's wait and see what's going to happen here, whether it's going to form the right shoulder, or is it going to continue above 37,061. We'll have to wait and see. The daily chart still holding above 37,160. Support at 33.95. You can subscribe to my channel and follow my analysis, follow my trade setup. Or if you're interested in this software, you can drop a note and we'll get back to you. I have a Facebook group which I created, and I posted most of my analysis. I think I should include the next time when I do my live, when I do a live stream, or when I post a video of my analysis, trade setup analysis. While we're waiting to see what's going to happen here with Bitcoin, I think I'm going to show you another trade setup, the actual futures market, which is S&P 500 and NASDAQ. Those are my trade setups that I use to trade. So let me just get into that. So what I have here is the NQ micro futures trade setup, and I'm looking at the 1 hour chart. On the left side of the chart I have the order flow, which reads the trade transaction. It tells me where are the major traded levels. Buyers and sellers. So this is where you see where all the transaction records of the transaction. Why I have this chart on the left? Because it gives me an idea of what's happening on the market. Where is the market heading? As you can see on the chart, I have the 1 hour chart. But on the order flow, I have the 4 hour chart. So my focus here is trying to pinpoint where are the major transactions, what's happening, where is the market heading to, what's the market going to do next, where are the heavy traded volumes are. As you can see, it's all in here. The good thing with this trade setup is my trade setup on MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5 can drop straight into this software here, which is the U clusters. I'll show you what I mean. This is the U cluster, the actual software that has been produced to give you the trade transaction. What I've done, or what the software has allowed me to do, is for me to drop the trading zone analysis software straight into this. And I'll show you. This is the chart without. This is just a plain chart that if you download U clusters, you get U clusters from MetaTrader 4. This is what you get. So it's a good software actually. I mean, I really liked it. I mean, apart from it worked well for me because I can drop my software straight in here, which helps a lot in trying to determine the major levels. As you can see over here, there's nothing else in here. It doesn't show you what's happening. It shows you the simple structure of the price levels that you see on other platforms, but it doesn't highlight the major levels. So if I drop, the functionality in here allows me to do that. So if I drop those major levels, you can see that it just drops straight on. Look at that, 13,913.25 is the major resistance, the latest major resistance that we struggled with. That major support here, 13,848.25, and this is in the 4-hour time frame. So if you're trading on MetaTrader, I suggest you can have a look at this software. I'm not getting paid to talk about this software, by the way. I just love this software because, as I said, I mean, it works well for me, and it made a huge difference for me to be able to continue to trade and stay ahead of what's coming. The other function here is, as you can see, I can delete all. So you can see these major lines, the darker, the bluish, brownish line that I have here, that correspond with the major volume that was traded here on the order flow. So it's highlighted here. So I can. That's another advantage that I can have here with the same both software working side by side. I can drop I can drop a line straight onto that from here on the order flow, and it will fall straight into the MetaTrader 5 software, which is right here on the right side. So I'll show you an example. If I delete all the lines, it will come off. But if I'm looking for the major lines and where it took place, and these are areas where the institutional traders normally trade, and it's very important for you to know exactly what's happening and to stay on the right side of the market and not to be on the opposite direction where these guys are trading. I mean, it doesn't tell you exactly what's going to happen, but I mean, it gives you some rough idea of what's going on here. If you see some heavy transaction around right at the top, you might want to know why is this transaction took place around this level. I mean, it's a bit of a common sense as well. I mean, is anyone buying around up at this level here, which is 13,913? Good example is right here. You have 11.3 pointed out in red here, that's a negative transaction that took place around this area. But going back to highlighting this major volume that drops straight into the MetaTrader 5 software, You have 42.8 transaction around this level here, and then highlighted again here on the order flow, another level here. So as you can see from the other, if you look at the right side of the chart, you can see exactly what's happening there. From that major transaction, we had 42.8 in there in the opposite direction. You can see prices fell from here. So that's a short opportunity. That's a good short opportunity from here. Where is your stop? You might have to try to figure out whether you want to take it from here. As you can see, it took out a couple of times. It took out this level here. Same thing in here. At this major level in here, it's around this middle support level, which is around 13808. Bounced off there. Now it's looking quite weak. Don't know what's going to happen there, but the last couple of days, I mean, it's not that impressive. It looks a bit exhausted. Another major level here that I'm going to point out again. Right here, you have 65k. I mean, that's a very unusual. Pick this up from this major drop. I mean, after the run that we had from here, 13,523. Picked up again from here by noticing that massive transaction happened there. And then you had that supported well, and it took off from there. So these are clear signs. I mean, you can see exactly what happened. The pullback, the recent pullback that we had came back, tested that level again. So that's the advantage of having the order flow working side by side with this software or this price structure that I have here. The 30 minutes time frame, it's the same thing. I like to trade, I like to use 30 minutes. 5 minutes is my main entry for shorter term moves. But I use 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, and 4 hour. Also the daily as well. Daily is very important. Always look at the daily chart, and I'll show you a few things on the daily chart. But you can see from here exactly what's happening in here. The setup that I have in front of me right now, it's the 30 minutes chart on the right. But on the left, which is the order flow, I have the 4 hour chart. And the 5 minutes chart, I have the 5 minutes chart over here. And on the left, I have the 30 minutes time frame for the order flow. That's the NQ, Nasdaq futures. The S&P 500 contract. This is the 4 hour chart. The micro. When things get a bit rough, I'd rather switch to micro, trade the micro, which is much easier to handle, especially when the market is already topping up. This is the H4 chart. As you can see, this is the 4 hour chart on the micro. Software picked it up this level and highlighted pretty easy for you. 42.33 is the major level. As you can see, it's tested how many times? Support is around 4221. 422, 4222. market has made a few tops and tested this level, this top level here many times, and it has failed, and just wondering what's going to happen next. But keeping an eye on this trend line here and this major level, major support. At the moment it's on the 4-hour chart, it's trying to hold around 4,222. The next estimated level around 4,210. And the daily chart, you're looking at 4,226. So the market is not going anywhere at the moment with the futures. As you can see, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, the last 5 days, it's been struggling up here around 4,226 or 4,227. And that's in line with the previous level here. If you're looking at around this zone here. Nasdaq Composite Index. I'm kind of looking at this as an Elliott wave that I plotted. I'm looking at a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, and probably 5 for the Nasdaq Composite. I had this plotted when prices were around this area here. So it came down here. I thought, okay, probably this is it. It's got to head down. It fell from there in line with that area around here, which is 13,786. So it came down, fell from here. So I was looking at this level here, 13,601, 13,602. So I said, okay, so if it fails in here, then most probably we'll be going all the way down to this zone, the bottom of the zone. So you can see the trading zones, how it was structured. Very easy to read. If you're trying to look at trying to project the Elliott waves by using these trading zones 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Reverse 1, 2, 3, down 1, 2, 3, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we've gone up again 1, 2, 3. So I was looking at this and I was thinking that, oh yeah, okay, most probably if it fails here, it'll be coming down all the way here to complete this, or to form this 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth wave. But it actually bounced off here, 13,601, 13,602, and shot straight back up. So the Nasdaq Composite Index at the moment, we're looking at 13884 is the major level to keep an eye on. I mean, it just popped above that. As you can see, it has tested 13,992. Failed to hold. We're probably looking at this 13,884, 13,885 to be tested again. And who knows what's going to happen from there. But obviously we can see that 13,884, 13,885 is a level that most probably needs to hold here to continue up. How far it's going to go, who knows. But what I'm seeing at the moment is most probably will be coming down a little bit before it continues. We'll have to wait and see. But this price structure gives you a rough idea of what's going to happen. And you can plan what you want to do. If you trade, you in the NQ zone, you want to keep an eye on this level here. I think Facebook and other top techs are heading down at the moment, so I'm not surprised. But that's the NQ. The S&P 500 index. This is the 4-hourly chart. looking at 4216 or 4217, 4218. Let's say 4216 is the major level at the moment, and it currently holds above 4216. So you can see it's been tested that level many times. And I have plotted this Elliott wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave is complete. What's next? We'll have to wait and see. If it holds above 4216, might see a continuation up. 4243, 4244, 4262 are the next level, and the major one is around 4285. If it fails to hold above 4216 or 4217, we'll be looking at 4192, 4174, 4175, and 4147 or 4148. But yeah, I mean, you can see what's happening in the S&P 500. Been struggling around that level there, 4216, 4217. The Dow Jones Industrial Average. This is the daily chart. 34,754 is the major level. You can see it tested up there, around here as well, and has failed to cross over. Now we're looking at 34,357 or 34,58. 34,358 is the next support level. Below that is around 34,045, and the major level is around 33,608, which is predicted by this software. So there you go, folks. Showing you what it does, the software. As I mentioned earlier on, the most important part is to get the price structure. Find the price structure, get it right. Once you get that right, it'll be easy for you to use the other tools to try and find direction or see what's happening with the market. And you can see it's so simple, it's so easy looking at that and trying to figure out, okay, what is it going to do next if it fails to hold around that level. You have some few estimates here that most probably will come down this level. I will switch back to the crypto. Let's have a final look at what's happening with Bitcoin. Bitcoin and Ethereum. Well, it's already popped above 37,162. Most probably we'll be looking at 37,738, which is the next level in between this trading zone here. We have 37,162 and 38,671 or 38,672. In the middle you have those mini zones, and those levels are predicted as a minor level that normally, if it's going to continue to the top, the upper layer of the zone, you will need to go through this. So it normally fluctuates around this level here before it breaks through to the upper level. And in many cases you can see the strength. You'll be able to look at the strength of the market by looking at these. A good example is around this level here. It just managed only the first layer, and it tried a couple of times, it didn't work out, came back, dropped below the major level. But up here in this case you can tell that it got through these two layers here before it hit the major level at 38.60, 38.671. So that was a strong run, cut through both. Looks very simple. The 4-hour chart continues to push. 37.883, just around the corner, and they will be looking at 39.104. That's if it holds about 37.883. So you can see that was tested over here when we had this run from there. 37.883 failed, tested here 39.104 failed. Another interesting part is the 50 moving average, which is on this blue line here. So you can see that was tested there. That was the first time it actually since it dropped from here, so it was tested. So it actually touched that line before it shot back straight down. And by the looks of it, we're going to be testing that line shortly, which is running through quite close. So I think if we hold above this 50 MA in the 4-hour chart, might have the probability might be a bit higher if we might see a test of this 37.883 and 39.104. But if it's rejected again around this level, it'll probably come back again to 36.170 or even 33.95. Another trend line to take note is this one here. Changing into line chart. As I mentioned, I like to use line chart. There's no right way or wrong way of doing it. Whatever suits you, whatever works for you, that's the thing that you should stick to. At the end of the day, I mean, it's the way you work out your setup, and you trying to find what works well with you, or what's the best way to do it. If it works, stick to it. Am I looking at inverse head and shoulder here on the 4-hour chart? Don't know, but I can see something here. A left shoulder. But yes, the trend line that we have here is probably another important thing to keep an eye on. If it's going to come down below this trend line, then probably be coming back to retest these levels again. 34.616 and 33.95. If it holds above this trend line, then we probably have a chance to have a go at 37.883 and 39.104. before we can dream of hitting 46.56, which is a major, important, critical level that I talked about many times. And I think this will be the breakout point to the upside. What's going to happen next, we don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. Follow the chart. I think the chart won't lie to you. Five minutes doing pretty well. 37,162. Still trading above this level. The 30 minutes, it's already pushed above 37,061 or 37,062 major level. This is in the 30 minutes time frame. And as you can see, it's already tested 37,702, and it's in line around the same level here. And the daily chart is about 36,170. We have a long way to go with this daily candle to complete, but looking at 37,883 and 39,104 first. If it strikes out those two levels, then we're probably looking at 46.56 will be the next one. Alright folks, I'm going to wrap it up from here. Hope you enjoy what you watched today. As I said, you can subscribe to my channel, follow my analysis, my live stream. And this software is available at the moment. If you're interested, you can leave a note. I can get in touch with you. Till then, I will see you in the next analysis. Cheers.